Disruption Networks.
What day is it? It's like March 44th, 2020. The whole year is canceled, but we're still, DC Radio's not canceled. That's for goddamn sure. How you doing? Good to see everybody. You can follow on disruptionnetwork.net as well as all Disruption Network social media platforms. Much love to my sponsors, EJA Moving Services, Utica Hemp Co. Check out Utica Hemp. Try CBD. CBD works for me every day. Also, Utica Coffee, Saranac, and attorney Dave Longaretta. Yeah, so the other day I made a little thing on, I made a little post. I was doing these live videos, and I challenged a whole bunch of people to come up with Ninja Warrior style obstacle courses. And a couple of people have sent in some Ninja Warrior obstacle courses, and I want to thank everybody that has. But I am on the Zoom line with the king of the Ninja Warrior obstacle course right now, and that is my good friend Dan Williams from the Barden Mudfest. Buddy, how are you, man? It's good to see you.
Oh, Z, we're doing good. I can't wait to give you a hug here some point when we're not social distancing.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
Never going to take that for granted again.
No doubt. So I 100% agree with you, man. And so, Dan, I made this challenge out to some people about doing a Ninja Warrior style obstacle course, and I had some really cool creative families coming up with obstacle courses throughout their houses, and a couple of my buddies decided to run around in some little park. And but I'd like to see something out of you, my friend. And I don't mean you to have to go all the way to MKJ or anything and run that course, but I know you got some shit laying around the house.
Oh yeah, bro. So I was gonna do this down to my pavilion and maybe incorporate the zip line in, which the Wi-Fi wasn't working. So now I'm on the deck up to my store. But if I get some video and send it into you, then that'll work, right?
Oh, absolutely. For sure. For sure.
Yeah, we're going to work on that. So this is something you and I were talking about the other day. Like, you know, honestly, some of the shit we've been doing in the last 5-6 weeks, mountain biking and just screwing around in the woods. You know, I feel like we got to get the GoPro going and just tell people, hey, you can do stuff. You don't have to go anywhere. Disney World doesn't have to be open. You just got to use your creativity right now, and it's free. It's here.
Yeah, and have fun with it, bro. And have fun and you know, get a little bit of exercise in you and get creative with it. We want to see people get creative, and there's been some creativity coming out of this quarantine, that's for sure. A lot of cool people coming up with some creative ideas, and my phone's been blowing up with people like, hey, I mean, shit, you and I were on the phone the other day for like a half hour talking about stuff. That goes on often with me. Like, people are coming to me with some really cool ideas, and that humbles me, man. Everybody's got some really cool things that they'd like to share with me. So keep them coming, people. I encourage that. I want to see people out there creating, making, and executing too, man. And talk about executing. You are one to execute, my friend. I think that's the name of your game. You're like the Mariano Rivera. You're like a closer, brother. You know how to execute.
Oh, thank you. Well, this is definitely throwing a curveball at us this year. You know, obviously we are looking forward. May 2nd, dude. May 2nd. That's like, you know, I tell people going from April to May was like going from dog shit to chocolate mousse. That just sounds better, right? May versus April. April kicked my ass, and I was like, fuck it, we're going to May.
Right.
And I was looking forward to this year. We had a ton of great traction. I felt like we had a great music lineup. We were going to definitely make some upgrades on some obstacles and have our best year ever. And then Corona struck. So we've made a pivot. You know, we switched the date to October 31st, and I think that's going to be great. We've had a bunch of, anybody has any ideas, obviously it's Halloween. So, you know, we're going to bring in we're going to do the haunted hayride thing. We're going to definitely do the corn maze, because the 5-mile course and the last bit of the 5K course goes through the corn. So we're going to have a little children of the corn shit going on.
Nice.
But we're doing and we're still going to do a virtual event May 2nd. And so I'm going to send you the t-shirt. We're basically saying day of the Mudfest, go get your mud on somewhere, wherever that is. If you're in Hong Kong, or if you're in Alabama, we've had people come from all over the country, or you're anywhere in the Mohawk Valley, Connecticut, just get outside with those that you're kind of hunkering down with, and go do something, and then do something good for somebody. And I don't care if it's buying someone a cup of coffee or whatever that looks like for you. Do something good for somebody in the name of Daniel. And then we're going to have it set up so you can buy a t-shirt, and then we'll mail it to you. And it's not just any t-shirt. This is the t-shirt that every time it comes out of the laundry, it's so kick-ass. You just literally don't fold it. You take off what you got on and you put the t-shirt on. It's a really killer, positive t-shirt. I'm going to get Melissa to send it to you, Z.
Okay.
And then we can put that up. And that $25 you sent us for the t-shirt, half of that's going to go to the Daniel Barden Adventure Scholarship, and half is going to go to my buddy Z, whose business, I'm sorry, Joe. Joey Woodworth. His business got leg swept. You know, he does all the merch for the Boilermaker, Mountain Goat, ton of races. He had to lay everybody off and put his business to sleep for the next whatever. He was kind of like you, first out, right? Everybody in entertainment. So it'll help Joe. My goal is to sell 1,000 t-shirts, but there's no limit. I mean, if we sell 2,000, that's, you know, it's just more money that we can give to charity, half the money to charity, and then Joe will get some money that'll help him employ some people and get him back on his feet, because he's just really good people, just like you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, and I just feel like that we don't lose the day then. We're able to do some stuff still. So
yeah, for sure. And get it out there and get people active on that day, which is a day that they're supposed to be active anyways.
Right. And then our core group, me, Corey, Melissa, my kids, we've all been drinking out of the same punch bowl since when this started. So we're going to get out on the course, and we're going to run the course live. We're going to go Facebook Live with it.
Nice.
So we'll be out there. Yeah, there's going to be fire and explosions, just like normal. We've already got a chimney. Yeah, bro, we got to do it. It's just going to be kind of fucked up because we're not going to be able to make it. I'm not going to make it muddy. I'm not going to go over there and do that.
Right.
But it'll be different. But we'll be on the course. We're going to do all the obstacles, and just try to keep the tradition going.
Regardless if it's muddy or not, it's still going to be muddy at parts.
Oh, it's going to be muddy. Yeah, you get over to Irishton.
Yeah, and tethered and feathered.
Yeah, tarred and feathered. Yeah.
Tarred and feathered. There you go. Tarred and feathered, that one too.
Yeah, that's right up. So right off the bat, we're going to get your panties in a bunch. We're going to get a bunch of mud in your fucking eardrums. There's going to be more burdocks, no doubt. I think people will realize when they see the course unaffected by machinery, it's going to look like, holy cow, these guys do a lot of work every year to make it muddy. It actually takes a lot of diesel fuel to make mud. Oh,
yeah. People they have no idea what you go through that. Well, throughout the whole year, but when it's crunch time, just before Mudfest is ready to go, you're a raging lunatic. And watching you in action, it's like, he's there. You're like Hubert bouncing all over the place.
I'm an orchestra director on a 5-mile fucking stage.
Yeah.
That's what happens. You know what I mean? You're all over the place. Yeah. Dude, so this year, my wife is like, I don't know how you're going to do everything. This is crazy. I just signed up to be head coach of Waterville's girls track team. So I had that going on, plus Mudfest. And then I'm in Rotary and BNI and running a fence business and a farm. And I was having some like, holy shit, this is a lot of flaming sticks to keep in the air. And then all of a sudden this happens, right? And now it's just all new things. Like I'm back in the yard doing stuff because we don't have enough help.
Right.
And our business is deemed essential with our store. So that's been slower than normal, but still busy because we don't have our normal staff. So it's just different. But then I've been able to spend a lot more time with my kids. I basically gave them the Vince Lombardi speech. I told you earlier, like I literally was like, you're going to get the hell out of bed in the morning. How long's your schoolwork take? And they were like 2 hours. I'm like, perfect. You're going to do that between the hours of 7 and 9 at night, and you're mine the rest of the time, period. And they were like, well, what about Saturday? I'm like, Saturday is Groundhog Day. Every day is the same until this is over. Like it lit a spark in me to just get back to basics, and then to like teach them the way I was taught when I was a kid. Like I literally was around my dad and my grandfather on the farm every day doing shit. And not that I did everything right. I fucked up almost everything I touched when I was a kid, but that's how I learned. And I got better, you know what I mean? And I just told him, you're going to be men when this is over. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be better for it.
Mm-hmm. So, shout out to Gabe and Dylan.
Yeah, I told Gabe's on the golf course right now. He's off duty. He started at 7. He got his 8-hour day in.
Yeah. And so he's swinging the clubs?
Dude, he played 36 holes yesterday.
Really? Is he scratch yet? The kid scratch golfer?
Oh, he's under scratch. He was 5 under through 8 holes yesterday.
Wow.
5 under through 8.
Wow, amazing. That's amazing.
Oh, it's insane. The kid's carrying his drive like 275 yards.
Wow.
And yeah, he's rolling it out past 300 when he's hitting it. So.
And he's got a couple more years of high school too.
Yeah, what sucks is last year him and his nephew, they won the Center State Conference championship. So each school, there's 20 schools. They send their best 2 kids to compete. Last year was at Thundera at Old Forge, and they won the cup as 8th and 9th graders. So they're going to go back and defend as sophomore and freshman this year. And I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. They're not giving up yet on the school year, but man, it's getting close. I just don't know.
You can probably pretty much scratch it off, man.
I think that we're there. They're just not putting a fork in it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, everything they just canceled the British Open.
Right.
I mean, that's not until July.
The whole year is canceled. Just 2020 is canceled. The whole year. Just lock it down. We're all in house arrest.
Well, the one thought I had was, and the kids weren't really digging this, but I'm like, can't we just do a do-over? Let's just say, I mean, it's all a fucking construct anyways, right? Time, money. So the Monopoly board just got flipped. Flip it. Let's go the rest of the way. Take everything off the board. Let's start over. And we'll just go through the rest of the year like whatever. We hit 2021. We just press the reset button. We'll call it 2020 asterisk, right? Fire it up in the fall. And they do their year again. I don't know. Is it crazy?
No, I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
Well, dude, they're talking like no regions, right? So the kids have been working all year to take regions. So what does it mean? If you're not going to do the toss at the end of the year, then let's just scrap it and start over. It's like a gap year.
Clean slate, everybody starts it even, right?
Yeah. And then kind of wind the clock up in the fall for him. I feel terrible for like Dylan, my boy. He was chasing, it's a senior year. So, he's got, can I say, his girlfriend, all these things that you going to prom. He was chasing and training to break the mile and the 2-mile record. And I think he could have gotten there easily. And, that's gone.
Man, you put all that hard work in, but you just got to keep pushing them and keep doing other things and take your mind off of things. That's the biggest thing too. I got to ask you too, Dan, I know you've been sober. You haven't been drinking, man. How you been dealing with this whole universal house arrest, being sober and whatnot? You don't get drunk and shave your head like me, man, right?
Dude, what in the actual fuck is going on with your hair, bro?
You like that, dude?
What the fuck?
That's what happens when you've been drinking for 30 days in a row in the house, locked down with nothing to do, but you just go live on Facebook and just start shaving the head. But yeah, dude, I'm digging it. It's like the Road Warriors. I got the hawk and animal thing going on today. You don't like it? I'm starting a new trend, man. You act like you've never cut your own hair before.
It's like you've got Polish lamb chops or something. They're on the back instead of the front.
Why does it got to be Polish?
No, dude, I would say let's go just because it's backwards, not because nothing against the Polacks.
Racist bastard.
I know. I'm sorry. I need your Polish friends out there. I'm sure I've got some in me. So, yeah. Where were we at?
We're talking about you being sober in the middle of this quarantine.
Oh yeah, it must be the pot butter kicking in. I'm kidding. So yeah, no, I was thinking no Corona with Corona, or yeah, it's been over a year since February 28th, so over a year now. And dude, everything's great. I think I definitely needed clarity in my life, period, and it's been super helpful with this. I've been really focused on becoming a better person. I think I was it's easy for me to be pretty self-absorbed, and I wasn't necessarily the best to everybody around me, and when I was hungover I definitely wasn't. So that part's all good. I feel like my life is very, very manageable now, and I think, like I said, with this, everybody's in uncharted territory here.
Right.
I can't see how alcohol would help me at all. It's not going to make it go away. So no matter how hammered I got, I would still wake up, and life would be this shit show, right? I feel like every day I wake up and the world shifted under my feet slightly.
Yeah, right.
So
and you have to make the adjustments. It's like now the universe is telling you, okay, let's slow down. And it must have been hard for you to slow down too. I know you're go, and you've got all these things going on, but that was something I've been struggling with too, is you got so much on your plate that like all of a sudden everything's on pause, and like, I got to do this, but I got nothing to do. But now you have a whole bunch of things to do with the store, and you got your boys to help out, and you got employees to cover for and whatnot. So you're constantly go. You feel like your work has doubled since this whole quarantine thing, or do you think life is on pause for you as well?
Yeah, it's different. So we had 25 employees last year, and now we have 6. Including Melissa and I. So, I mean, it's really 4 people. We got a couple guys selling that we're hoping things are going to come back to where they were. So I just went through this Goldman Sachs 10,000 small business program. And the leading up to it, I was talking to other business owners where they're saying, you've got to fly the plane. You cannot work on the plane and fly the plane. So I'd really embraced that, where I was stepping back into the role of leadership and just looking at everything with our organization. How can we get better incrementally? And then all of a sudden, now I'm back working on the plane, because we literally don't have, we don't have the staff right now. And I was concerned that if it got really, really bad, I want to continue to pay my bills. Mm-hmm. And we've got some pretty serious overhead. We spent a ton of money on equipment. We built a brand new shop where we're moving all of our construction equipment to. And, so I had my pants pulled down pretty hard when this hit. And I was concerned that I didn't want to rely on the government money And because number one, I just didn't trust that it would be there.
I don't blame you.
And so, and I pay my bills, and I wanted to make sure I could continue to do that. So, you know, as I said to my kids, you guys are going to be part of the workforce, and we're going to step up, and we're going to get after this. You're going to get better at doing stuff, and I'm trying to be a better teacher than my dad and my grandfather were. They were awful at it. I mean, when I was on the farm, we called my grandfather Grandpa. He was just a dick. You know, you were like doing stuff a grown man should have been doing, and he'd be like busting your chops because you didn't do it perfect from day one. And so I'm having to like, all right, let's slow down. Let me show you how these things go. And yeah, it's just totally different right now.
Yeah. Put those kids to work, though, brother, right? Teach them good values. It's important. You know, now that they're not in school, it's important for them to learn how to do chores around the house or even start a garden or whatever it is. Come up with some arts and crafts. Just keep them active, keep them doing things. Maybe teach them how to balance a checkbook or something to that effect, you know?
I think you're 100% right, because we weren't really teaching those things.
No.
You know, I hear, it's funny, you know, not that it's political or anything, but some of my favorite Republican friends, they talk about, you know, the welfare generation and stuff like this. And, you know, these kids don't know how to work. And then I go to their house and I'm like, oh my God, their kids literally, you know, if you asked them to do anything, they would whine about it incessantly, and then they were completely incapable. And I was talking to a guy the other day, and he's like, yeah, I'm teaching my 14-year-old how to drive the skid steer. And I was like, yeah, I taught my kids that when they were like 8. You know, I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? The skid steer is like a video game. It's got a joystick, and, you know, I haven't done those kinds of things in a long time. Now I'm teaching them more advanced things, you know, how to build fencing, how to check the oil in the forklift, and how to grease it, and stuff that, you know, it'll serve them well, no matter what. And one thing I told him the other day is I'm not very smart, but I can outwork anybody.
That's true.
And so I feel like if I can outwork you, I'm going to win. And I'm like, if you're going to work with me, you better be taking the big step. So when I'm saying, go get me this, please, I want you on a run. That's all I want. And when you leave this place and you go get a job somewhere or you run a business, if you can do things quickly and efficiently, you're going to do well, period, whatever it is. And for whoever you work for, you see that, right? In the roadies, you see the old school guys that can they make their moves count. You know, they're moving, they get set up, and then you got the kids that wander around, you know, and you wonder what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you get some of that. You know, I think some of this younger generation, I mean, granted, there are some lazy ones, but there was lazy Generation Xers. There was lazy baby boomers. There was lazy golden agers. Every generation has these lazy kids. I think they don't get enough credit. They're smarter than any of these generations ever were, because all the information are in the palm of their hands, you know? They're very, very smart kids. And they can teach us a thing or two, you know. But as far as putting a work ethic into them, I think we need to like pound that into them a little bit more than they already have, you know.
For sure on the technology, I think they're there, but it's not the kids' fault; it's the parents' fault.
Exactly.
Because, you know, and I'm like, why are you doing the chores around the house? You know, that's like. Why are you doing that? You know, I remember my kids were mowing the lawn, and my wife was like, "Oh my God, they did a terrible job. I'm not letting them mow anymore." I'm like, they're 9 years old. I mean, just point out what's not right, and, you know, tell them you want 100% of the lawn mowed. They're like missing spots and whatever, but the more they did it, the better they got at it. It was the same thing with us. You know, my parents just kept giving us more and more responsibility, and, you know, we got good at it. I remember carrying 1 pail of milk up at a time to the milk house when I was like 5 years old, right? And by the time, but I saw the hired man, he could carry 3 pails in each hand. It was like, oh man, I just want to be there, you know. And then pretty soon you had 2 pails, and then you had 4, and next thing you know, you had the 6. It took time, but it was really the parents taking the lead on that. I said to my boy Gabe, tonight we're going to go for the moon is going to be full tonight, and I think hopefully the sky stays clear.
Yeah,
we're going to do a moonlit mountain bike ride tonight up at Tassel Hill.
Oh, cool.
Oh, it's going to be great. And the one thing that I've seen out of this is I've been going up to the state land there, you know, because your parents back up to the 5,000 acres, right, between backside of Chittenden Pond. It's an absolute wonderland up there, and it's right in our backyard. And I saw a group of almost 20 people, 15, walking through the woods the other day. You know, they were spread out, but they were on the trails. And I'm like, it took a damn pandemic to get these people out on the trails that are literally right in their backyard.
Yeah,
and I'm seeing more.
Me too.
Like a lot more people out hiking and biking and fishing. I saw a ton of people fishing today. We're too driven in this country. I every time I go skiing out west, I like to stay in the hostel. So I was at the hostel. If you don't know what a hostel is, folks, it's basically like the Austria style hotel. A lot of times they've got single rooms, but then they've also got these great rooms with a bunch of beds, and you share a common kitchen space, and they've got these common areas to hang out, and they're wicked cool. And a lot of, like at Jackson, you got people from all over the world. So I'm like talking to these young kids, and I'm like, so we take like a week off, and they're like, fuck no, you know, the kid from, they're like, I'm on holiday for like the next 3 months. And I'm like, in the United States, if you take your nose off the grindstone for like a week, you know, you're absolutely lazy, right?
Right.
So here we are in pandemic mode, and they're like asking us, what are we on now? How many weeks is this, man?
It's March 44th.
March 44th. So
that's like
what? So 31 days? 30. I don't even know.
Something like that.
So a month, right? And it's like that we can't even take, and it's not like it's at 0, right? There's still stuff happening.
Yeah.
But we literally, they've got us so stretched out that we can't even take a month off to not get something that'll kill us. We're like, we got to keep working. We just got to keep going. Like, I feel like something's got to change in this country, because we're already pushed to the outer limits, and we were kind of missing the point, right? Like, you know, I've got this great area down by my pond, and I never had any time to just go down there and sit in the damn hammock, because you're just on wow all the time. You got to go.
Yeah. You've been spending some time in that hammock, have you?
Well, I'll tell you what we did. Saturday night, Nancy came over and Janie, and we spread out. We got a fire going, and we set a screen up, and we got a projector going, and we were watching outdoor films. It was awesome. And Gabe's like, Dad, we should do this more often. I'm like, yeah, I know, buddy. It's right here.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad you brought up people being outside, too. I noticed a lot of that. I walk the park a lot. Just even walking in the neighborhood, you just see people out and about getting exercise, walking. It's good to see, finally. Even before this whole pandemic thing, I was at the park all the time, just walking the track. And there was less people back then than there are now. Now it's packed. You see people at the park all the time, and it's good to see. I want to see people out there exercising, walking, getting fresh air. It's important, especially to people day-to-day.
And that stuff, I think it's vitally important right now in terms of stress relief. I mean, I thought even before, you know, like I'm always running, biking, golfing, skiing, doing something. Mm-hmm. And I felt like that was my way of like just winding the clock back up. And now I think it's super critical for people to get out there every day.
Yeah.
Just, you know, fit it in. And hopefully when we go back to whatever the new normal is, you know, people have adopted it into their lives, because I've been saying this for a long time. We don't need a better healthcare system. We need health. I mean, why would it make sense to be like, oh man, I get to use my auto insurance again? Nobody's like that. So why are we like that with our health insurance? It's like, it's your body. Why wouldn't you take care of it? It's the one thing you came into the world with, and the only thing you leave with. All the rest of the stuff is just stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm at. I'm like, you absolutely, mentally, physically, spiritually, if you're taking care of yourself, none of this other stuff matters.
Great words, brother. Great words. And it's so true. Take care of your health, take care of your mental health, and then, of course, take care of your physical health.
Yeah, and then I think the spirit, too. I mean, honestly, I'm not a big church guy these days, but I feel like I'm more connected in that sense to something. I'm still trying to figure out what that is.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Jesus is a lot taller and darker than I thought she was. That's my religious joke.
It's not even necessarily like God or whatever. It's just having faith in a higher power, right? And it's not a religious thing, and not to go down the religious curve, because I think religion is kind of bullshit. But I do believe in a higher power, a super being type of thing, and how you have faith.
Yeah, my mom said if we just live by the one rule, the golden rule, you do unto others as you'd have done unto you.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it is just window dressing. Just let's keep it pretty simple. Be good to each other. Do something. If everybody does something good, I mean, honestly, the rest of it takes care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it really is going to be that simple. I've been kind of bummed out. I haven't gone in to give blood. I normally give platelets, and I just haven't been able to go do that. And I have been honestly trying to just get my house in order, both with our business and with our farm. And we just had a lot of balls in the air when this hit, and I was like, we gotta have something to come back to. So it's
Mm-hmm.
been a real tough month, but I want to get back to doing that, and then just helping others too.
Yeah, and you always have helped others, brother. So all the good will come right back to you, because karma is a real thing.
Oh, yeah. What do they say about karma?
She's a bitch. No, but she's real too.
Exactly.
She's good or bad, man. Evil or for goodness. So it goes either way. That's for sure. That's for sure. So Dan, if you could challenge anybody out there today, what are you challenging people to?
Okay, so I mean, number one is just absolutely take care of your health. I feel like, this is a time right now when there's no excuse. We really, if you don't want to get the corona and have a giant problem, keep doing the social distance thing and get yourself healthy. Life is going to be an ultra marathon. I've run a few of them, so I know, like, you're not going to win it in the first quarter mile, the first mile. So just develop that habit and find something every day to get yourself outside. I've got a really nice gym that we built in our hayloft, and it's fun to be in there at certain times, but I really feel like folks need to get outside. There's a lot of really fun opportunities in state land. Go over towards Brookfield. You could also go over Chittenden Pond, which is right off Route 20 and Janus Road. There's an app you can put on your phone called Trail Forks, so you won't wander around in the woods for 3 days.
Which I have up there many times.
Yeah, dude, it could happen for sure, especially if you get over by your parents' house. So that would be the thing. Like, go explore some of these little hidden gems, and just challenge yourself to do something every day.
Yeah.
So do you know John from Mohawk Valley Wellness?
Yes, I do. I love John. Great man.
Yeah. So John was doing a fasting thing. I think he was 38 hours in this morning. I belong to BNI, Central New York, and a wonderful group of people.
Absolutely.
And so John was 38 hours into fasting. He's doing nothing but water and coffee. So I said to Gabe, I'm like, let's try doing 24 hours. So we started this morning, and it is a real thing. It's not easy, but I'm gonna do it. And so that's what I'm up to the next day.
John is definitely one to challenge himself to many different things, and what a great human being too. What he's doing with Mohawk Valley Wellness and giving back to the community like he does, and helping his friends out. And we're lucky to have people like John in our community. That's for sure.
We have a great community. That's the thing that I think people lose focus sometimes and think, oh, I'm going to move south and the weather's better and stuff. My dad is in North Carolina, and he's actually going to sell his farm. He's got an amazing place down there, and he's going to move back this way because, he misses the Mohawk Valley and just the great people that are here and having his family close by. The coronavirus just, brought it all full circle for him. He was like, I don't really care about the weather. I just want to be back near my family and, in this area. And he couldn't make those kinds of connections and friends down there. It just wasn't the same down there. So this is a great area.
Yeah, deeply rooted. That's what goes on in this one, man. So Dan, another question I've been asking a lot of the guests too, if you can get a message out to the world. What's your message to the world? This is your platform, brother. Use it. Stand up on that platform and shout your voice.
Okay, so I know nobody really wants to Monday morning quarterback this thing, but what I look at in my business is what are the best businesses doing, and I just simply model after them. And right now, we are not doing the best effective job as a country with this virus, and it's exposed a lot of weaknesses, and it just is what it is. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I'm right down the middle, and I'm calling it like it is.
Me too.
What we have to do is understand that this country was founded on we the people, not I alone can fix it. We all have to demand more. This is, if ever this would expose weaknesses across the system, this is doing it. We're gonna get better from this if we all pull and demand more. So I demand that good people get involved. We cannot give up on politics. Politics is the idea, and the meaning of the word is a country coming together to solve really big problems. And things didn't just go to heck in the last 3 years. I think they were accelerated, but we can, as a country, bring this back together, but it's going to be we, the people, not I. That's not going to fix this. So that's my message. And I've been talking to people about it, and I'm unashamed brain party guy. I'm that third party where we just come together and we say we have a problem. What is the best way to fix this? And let's go after it. And I really feel like if we can't talk about it, that's where we're at. We're like, oh, we just can't talk. You can't fix problems that way.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that in our business. Everybody that works for me, I challenge them. I say, prove me wrong. Tell me, no, Dan, you're screwed up. You don't have it figured out. I'm good with that. That's to me how we get better. And then we have to do something. The only way we're going to get our way out of this is to test our way out of it.
Right.
And I'm saying, man on the moon.
Communicate, compromise, and execute. Right. Those are
absolutely. And then we adapt and we change. So, we're continually doing. We develop a plan, and then we go after. Exactly. We execute. And then we evolve as we go along. I mean, that's the microcosm of the mud run. I tell people when we push the boulder up the mountain, it's not linear. We don't just take the log road and go straight up the mountain. We got to go over into tarred and feather, and we roll it through that shithole, and then we go up into gravity cavity, and it's fucked up. The thing gets away from us, and then we push it up to the top of slip and slide. Like, there's no easy way to do it, and it's not linear. It's not always uphill. It's not always flat. It's sometimes down. Sometimes it's sideline. And every year it's different. There's different things that crop up that we have to overcome. But we can't be paralyzed. You know, we can't just say, oh my God, we just, it's, the government's always been screwed up, so it always will be. Whoa, what is that? That's like, to me, that's a quitter's mentality. And I don't accept that. You know, I've said so many times, I'm like, if that's your mentality, then you should put a plastic bag over your head, because, you know, that's quitters. You know, give up. Are you giving up? I'm not giving up. So, you know, this is both my grandfathers were very patriotic. They were very astute political historians. And, you know, they often said that when we get to this point where people just quit, that's total, you know, just absolutely when the powers to be win.
Yeah.
If we're going to have, yeah. And honestly, I feel like my dad often said that, you know, maybe it's going to take something really, really big to wake this country up. I don't know. I don't need anything bigger than this.
Right.
This is big enough for me. So let's wake up and let's get after it together. You know, honestly, we all want this over with. So we need to demand testing everywhere. What would that cost? I threw a number out there and I said, Z, if it costs $1,000 a person, it would still be cheaper than what we have right now. Would you pay $1,000 to know?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
If I had it.
I'm just saying. Well, it shouldn't cost that much, but if you, that's what the countries that are the best, are in the best shape right now have done. Sort them out. If you got it, we got a place for you. You quarantine. You know, we don't infect everybody. If you're able-bodied and ready to go, you're able to go back out. I mean, I don't know. This dying 1,000 paper cuts, like every day that goes by, I'm like, what on earth are we doing?
Right.
We're the richest country in the world, and we're pissing tests out. There was 142,000 tests in the 40 million people in California. That's stupid. I mean, come on. And somebody said, well, you get the false positives. Yeah, okay. So if it's not 100%, we can't start testing? Come on. I just don't accept it. And
crazy times.
And then learn from this. Yeah, and then learn from this. Right. Because if we invest some money on the front end, how many trillions of dollars is this going to cost on the back end? What were we talking? I mean, our whole defense budget for the year is $800 billion, right? $800 billion. And there's this $2.2 trillion tax thing or whatever, stimulus. That's insane to me.
It's insane.
How many tests should you buy? Dude, $2.2 trillion. I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah. Can't you give me 1% of that?
Well, and then somebody told me the other day, they're like, Dan, the deficit doesn't even matter. And I'm like, well, great. Loan me $100 million.
It never's mattered. It has never mattered because it just keeps going up and up and up. You just keep printing more money. What deficit? Let it go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if we're at that point, let's flip the monopoly board and start over. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, where are we at here?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, if it doesn't matter, then the dollar's going to be like the pesos. Our peso
ain't worth
when we're
shit
done
right
here.
now, brother. It's not going to be. It's going to be getting worse and worse. If anything, invest in precious metals, gold and silver, and stuff like that.
I think land, and I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but there's a lot of people that are going to want to get off the reservation and out of the metro areas, and they're going to want to be out here where we are.
Yeah.
I'm serious, man. If you could get yourself a little bit of food security. I had a guy, I had to make a delivery to a guy in Clifton Park on Sunday who he's got a few cattle. He's got 4 acres maybe right near Clifton Park. And he's like, everything I'm doing is survival right now, because he had a business. He's in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. He puts these wrestling camps on and brings kids in from 85 different countries, right? Really interesting guy. His business is zero. It's gone right now. And he's just in like survival mode. He's like, it's all about my survival. So he was putting in some stuff to bring in a few more cattle that he can turn around and sell. Because what else can he do? You know, all he knows is wrestling.
Man,
So,
crazy times we're living in, brother. Well, hey, man, plug Halloween and Barden Mudfest, and that's all going to come back right after this is all done?
that's what I'm after. Yeah. So you know the drill. We're this will be the 8th annual Mudfest. Let's start at the top, though. So
Okay, go ahead. Start
May
from the top.
2nd is going to be our virtual. Okay, so May 2nd is going to be our virtual event. That's the day we were supposed to have the real event. So we're going to do that. I'm going to get you all the information on the T-shirt. We're kind of rolling this out late. Everything was so chaotic.
Right.
But at any rate, I'll get you the info so you can blast it out to everybody in your viewership.
Will do.
So go do something good for the world. Go do something muddy. Send me $25 and I'm going to send you the best T-shirt. You know, like that Pink Floyd Dark Side of the, right? Is it Dark Side of the Moon?
Dark Side of the Moon.
You know how which one was it where it was going through the prism, the light?
That's Dark Side of the Moon.
Dark Side. So iconic shirt like that. I think it's our best Mudfest shirt ever. So that's
Nice.
May 2nd. We're moving the event to Halloween. So we're going to have the half-mile kids run, and that's going to be super fun. We're going to do the trick-or-treating for the kids, because I don't even know what's going to happen with normal trick-or-treating this year.
Right.
And then we're going to have the half-mile adult run with 25 obstacles, and then the 5-mile obstacle course with 35 obstacles. We still got to work the music out yet. We're definitely going to be the biggest and baddest barn dance this side of the Mississippi. For sure, bro. We're going to be high and tight in the barn. And we're going to make a bunch of pumpkins, because pumpkin pie, right? Because we got pumpkins.
Nice,
so
bro.
yeah,
Well,
that's what's going to happen.
And it's
We're hoping
always a great time.
So no, it's going to be great. And my hope is we're on the other side of this, and we're celebrating the fact that we got to the other side of this healthy, and things are back to the new normal. I hope the better normal.
Yeah, me too.
I really do. You know, I'm going to try to, I told you we're going to start doing some stuff. I'm going to get the GoPro, and I figure I'm worth more dead than alive anyways. So I took a couple. I feel like I'm starting to get soft. And so we're going to start doing some shit. I'm going to start scaring myself a little bit. I'm going to put I'm going to put the GoPro on. And yo. We're going to start doing a little Danny Williams Nitro Circus shit at Sunnybrook.
I can only imagine. What do you got on the docket?
Yeah, bro. Well, I feel like we got to start building some ramps. We got to start jumping shit into the pond.
Okay.
And just doing some stuff, you know, just getting outside of the comfort zone a little bit. Obviously, I don't want to end up in the hospital, because I don't want to end up with corona, but I want to see if I can still bounce.
You're so shot. You are so shot. Dan Williams, I love you, man. When this is all said and done, I'm giving you a long embrace. It's going to last like 5 minutes.
Oh my
I can't wait
gosh.
to see you guys.
And yeah, dude, I cannot freaking wait. It's crazy. Like all those things that you took for granted,
Exactly.
I'm never going to miss another Saranac Thursday.
Also, plug your store, too, before we get out of here. Plug the store.
Okay, so Sunnybrook Meats, we sell grass-fed meat. So if you go to sunnybrookmeats.com, we are taking orders for chickens right now. We raise them out on grass. You tell me how you want them cut up. We've got a really good local butcher here. Everything's super safe, 100% organic. And if you go to Sunnybrook Meats, you can look that up. You can also order pigs ready to go, or that will be raised out on pasture through the summer to get yourself in a good situation for next winter and in whatever the future looks like. I feel like having some food security is good. Also on the beef, right now I've got specials on burger, and we're in definite grilling season. So go to sunnybrookmeats.com. You can't beat my meat. That's our slogan. You like that?
Yeah. I knew that one.
And then our store too. I mean, I feel like if you want to get your garden on, we've got tons of options for garden fencing. If you want to go bigger and get into goats, sheep, whatever it is, cattle, we've got a full line of cattle equipment, all kinds of different fencing products. We've got good displays here so you can see how things ought to be built right, and we've got some rental equipment. I've got a pounder you can rent that just slams the post right in the ground. And then our salesmen are out still looking at fence, using social distance, obviously, and not going in houses and not shaking hands. So we're still doing that and getting the pipeline full for when we can kind of ramp up and go back to doing stuff. So yeah, that's what we're up to. And just marching in place right now a little bit. Just like you.
Right on, brother. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today, man. I appreciate you hanging out, and it's good to see you and communicate and chop it up with you. And don't forget to get those Ninja Warrior videos into me when you get a chance.
Yeah, I'm going to get that into you, and I'm going to get you the T-shirt for the virtual Mudfest. And, yeah, we're just going to stay connected, bro.
Absolutely,
so,
100%.
Yeah.
Much love to my sponsors, Utica Hemp, Utica Coffee, Saranac, EJ8 Moving Services, and attorney Dave Longaretta. Also, shout out to everybody that's been hitting up our Venmo and our PayPal account for making donations. We did lose a couple advertisers, and people have been donating to our virtual tip jar. So thank you so much that have been donating to it. And if you'd like to, you can hit us up at sales@disruptionnetwork.net on PayPal or at XYTODA on Venmo. And shout out to everybody. And maybe later on today, I'll fix my haircut. I don't know. We'll go live on my Facebook page and see what's happening. But
I don't know, man.
I kind of like it, dude. I'm keeping it. I think I'm going to keep it.
I tried growing a beard until this was over, and my wife told me that there was going to be no fun stuff if I kept the facial hair. So
yeah,
I'm not going to get into what the fun stuff is, but you use your imagination. So I got the razor out pretty quick.
I love you, brother. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody out there in Facebook land. Please do us a favor and click the share button. Help spread the word of everything we're doing here at the D, Disruption Network, EC Radio, Williams Fencing, Sunnybrook Farms, Barden Mudfest, all the stuff we got going on. Lots and lots of stuff. Shout out Todd Williams back at the control booth. And thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you tomorrow. Later.
Hey, thanks, bro.
Later, man.